Right, welcome back, everybody. We're here for another episode of Kureon. We are a person down this week as Lydia is a busy time of year for her, but she'll be back next week. And next week will be our last episode of our last session of the year. So tune in next week and you'll see our last of the year. But do not worry, we're not going away. We'll be back in the new year. You can come see us again as we continue the story. But today we've got some interesting aftermaths of what happened last week to get through. But before then, let's talk. We have a few announcements as usual. The first of which is, of course, you can check out the other shows that Susie does on this channel. Tomorrow is the proper premiere, where the first actual session of Grains of Truth, the Witcher campaign, which Susie is doing with the fantastic DM Jason, who is at Just Jason, please, on Twitter. You can see that Jamie's in it as well as Alice, and it's just you three, isn't it? Yeah, it's just the three of you. So do catch that tomorrow, and that's at 8 p.m. All right, same time as this tomorrow. As well as that, Susie does Bike Club on this channel, which has finished for the year, but you can join us next year as we continue to open up tombs in Castle Ravenloft. Because we asked to open up all of them.
Every single one, all 44 of them.
Yep. And
we're the kind of people that watch the credits at the end of things.
Always watch the credits at the end of things. A lot of people worked hard on what you make, and the least you can do is see their names with your eyeballs. But aside from that, you can catch me tomorrow. It's the finale of Wizards and Wardrobes on Scredicus' channel. That's twitch.tv/Scredicus. We are apparently, I wasn't there last week, but apparently we're starting a class revolution, and they did it without me, which I'm very proud of. So you can tune in to see what happens there, because the person we're fighting is also Jalaxel Benair, which, if you know anything about Forgotten Realms, you know who that fancy hat guy is. And Susie, you got some stuff to tell us about.
Yeah, so it's the penultimate episode of The Order, which is the Encounter Roleplay weekly viewer game on Thursday. The party will be going to the land of Bransylvania to fight Vladislaus, making their way through Farovia to do so, where they went to find out the fate of Gransel and Hettel, witch hunters. So that was the thing on Thursday. So it'll be the penultimate episode this Thursday. Tune in for that because it's going to be a thing. And on Friday, we have the finale of Uprising in the Perrinlands, which is over on the Greyhawk channel. I'm a vampire now, kind of, in the service of Drelsna, who is, that's probably good, right? Not bad. And then, in the new year, in January, we will be starting The Lost Girls on WebDM, which is a Cypher System 80s vampire opus in which I will be playing a trash child. And I'm very excited about that, so that's all to stay
As opposed to this show where Susie plays a trash child.
No. Gunhood is a fucking refined dwarf. Don't at me. You...
As refined as high-grade sandpaper.
Wow.
In addition to that, do make sure to check out everything else we do on our social medias and buy A Hat in Time, the game made in part by Aaron.
And on behalf of Lydia, seeing as she's not here, the Vaults games will be starting up again next year. I will put the link in the chat. So if you want to go play D&D in a haunted vault with Lydia, oops, that's the wrong command, go do that. Go sign up there.
And I cannot remember the exact month they start in. Is it April?
I think so.
I think it might be April. And it's the last Saturday of every month. And that is from midnight to 4 a.m. And that is in Haunted Vaults in Edinburgh. It's a good time. Lydia's a great DM. She's run a game on this channel. Mm-hmm. And if you go there, please do let us know that we sent you.
Yeah, and take lots of pictures and selfies with Lydia.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't bite.
Much.
Can't say that. So, with those announcements out of the way, let's get started, shall we? So, last session, our party found themselves in the Leviathan's apex, a great arena which was erected and held up by chains on the underside of a huge bridge which sat across the city of Rivermeet that they were in. In there, they fought a great and powerful chimera, a subspecies known as the Hellkite chimera, which had been brought there and used, it seems, to try and eliminate them by an old nemesis of a member of the party, Icarus, as he now goes by, was once the leader of the gang, which Ronan was part of. But after a tense situation, they dispatched the chimera, but not without some tribulations along the way, including almost falling out of the arena, as the arena almost fell out of the sky, and being attacked by a lot of ancient gays. Which, you know.
They seemed very drawn to certain party members.
Yeah, Yeah. But after that, they spoke to the head of the Leviathan's Apex, the man responsible for running them, one Vortigern Landeville, who had a conversation with them and introduced them, and specifically Namari, to the Heretics of Kureon, a group that had been seeking out Namari, as apparently one of them, their number, had a prophetic vision about her. And after agreeing to spend some time in their care, Namari and the rest of the party began to make their way down to the bottom of the arena's entryway. That's the word I was looking for, where they parted ways. But we're not going to begin there tonight. Tonight we're going to begin somewhere in the streets of Rivermeet, as the late summer sun beats down across the acrid street here. The arid street, not acrid street. Messy cobblestones and dusty dirt track are kicked up by the various peoples here. As a small halfling, one Tilly Tiltout, makes her way on her own back from the arena, as she left quite quickly.
That's one way to put it.
You're surrounded by a crowd here, Tilly. There's lots of people coming and going, as is the way of Rivermeet, which you've known even from when you were here the last time. This part of the city, I'm not entirely sure what it's for, but then again, you know that what it really is any particular part of the city for in Rivermeet. But you have just found yourself alone for the first time in a while, and no one's paying you much attention. You said you put your HUD up, and in Rivermeet, HUDs up usually means people don't bother you because they don't want to get stabbed. But as you're wandering through here, and the rush of the crowd and the murmuring of 100 conversations alongside the steady travel of feet, you recognize a voice. It's cracked and broken, like it's been for some time malnourished and mistreated. But it's unmistakably someone that you know and you met the last time you were here in Rivermeet. And you hear them say, "Penny for the poor, a single copper coin, please, it's all I ask." As you hear the voice of one Haldrick Ironwright,
Who I did not have a very good relationship with last time I was here. I think on any other day she would go up to them, but today's feeling a little vulnerable right now. So I think she's just going to try and get a look at him from like a distance or something.
Yeah, and you see, the last time you saw Haldrick, he was quite a brutish, large, very heavy-set, muscle-bound man, a stereotypical gang leader. But now he looks positively pitiful, to be honest. He's malnourished. Much of his hair has come out from whether that be from bad living conditions or alopecia. He has a horrible gnarled scar that has badly healed across his face, which has given him a cleft lip on one side. And he is sat in what is essentially rags, almost a burlap sack with a distinctive hunch to him, which is twisted over to one side.
Does he have like any like iconography on him that I might recognize from his old gang?
No iconography. He isn't really wearing what could be considered clothes. He's wearing strips of cloth that have been purposed to make something to, protect him from the elements.
Okay.
He has a really battered pewter tankard, which he's like holding out to passers-by.
I think Tilly will take like a second to pull herself together a bit, and then flick a silver into his tankard.
And sees it clatters inside. He sort of looks down at it, and you see his eyes go wide for a moment, and he looks up to see.
It doesn't have to look far.
Yeah, to see who was responsible for this generous gift, and he just stops.
Don't look as confident as you used to, Iron, right?
I don't have as much to be confident about anymore.
Oh, what happened to you?
Didn't have people around me I could trust. Woke up one day with a dagger in me back. End of the day, I had an axe in me face and a dozen other boots besides. Lost everything I had.
Well, I always told you it's better to work alone.
Nah. That's the thing. I was.
You had an entire gang, Aldrich.
Aye. Not a single one of them I could trust, though. An old friend of mine, if not friend, I suppose, new leader of the gang now, actually, said that you're always alone unless the people around you can call friend.
You mean it's still going without you?
Yeah. Get me out.
And like, what are they up to these days?
Same thing as always. Just hanging around, beating people up if they come too close, nicking their stuff. It's a good life it was.
Well, it didn't get you very far. They better not cause any trouble for me, at least.
Nah. By the looks of it, there'll be many people in this city causing you trouble.
Yeah, well, I've been, doing other things.
I'm glad. Way I see it now, you had the right of it. Turning me down and that.
Well, I could have told you that back then.
You did. Multiple times. One of them times you put a knife to my throat.
Well, I told you to stop.
Yep.
I'll flick him another silver. Take care of yourself, Aldrich.
Don't plan to.
Just grin and walk off back into the crowd.
Take care of yourself, Tilly.
Don't plan to.
More a fool than me for that answer. So, Tilly, where are you going?
I don't really know. I think she's just... Is this before or after I had gone back to our tavern to get my stuff?
This is on the way back to your tavern.
Okay, I think at least until she gets there and gets her stuff, she is focused on that.
Okay. So, the rest of you, you have met the bottom of the winch car down from the apex, down from the arena. And Namari has parted ways with you and has gone off to the temple of Kureon that has been set up here by the members of the faith. What would you like to do? You are surrounded by people. You waited a small time until the with Vortigern until the majority of the crowd in the arena had passed. So you're not really getting accosted by people desperate for your autograph right now.
Well, first off, how much of this 10k can we manage to get into the bag?
Probably about half of it.
Well, that's at least something.
This is not a good city to be carrying around 5,000 gold.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess I'm carrying the rest.
Hi-ho.
And I will stand behind you, keeping an eye.
I mean, you had your feather swapped out for a sausage before, so I don't know how effective
Yeah,
that's
I'm not sure we trust Tristan behind watching the bag. Ronan, could you just keep an eye on the bag while we walk through town?
Yeah.
Got sharper eyes than Tristan.
Nah.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's just the way you said it. I don't know. I felt like it was a personal attack, but I'll brush it off. It's fine.
Yeah, I'll stay a good 10, 15 feet behind you guys. And that way, anyone coming up, I'll see them.
All right.
And you probably all look quite a sight right now, apart from Tristan. You're all covered in blood, both your own and not your own. Some of you more than others, it's mostly your own. And you're all quite charred. There's a certain scent of barbecue to each of you.
Yeah, I imagine we're sort of emanating a scent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a burnt-out Yankee candle.
I think that
Maybe
is
you two.
probably in our favor. It does emanate a don't fuck with us aura, which will be nice so we can get this gold somewhere.
And the somewhere that we'll be going to, we're going back to the tavern with the revolution, which is named... What was that one called again?
Prince?
You know, the tavern where the revolution is.
Yeah. The Revolutionary Tavern. It's a gastropub.
That would have been a bad name for it, huh?
Yeah.
It's a bit on the nose.
I'll never suspect a thing.
It's better than the fucking gastro place in Leeds called Soulanez, just under the nose.
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah.
It was called... Somewhere in my notes.
We'll go back to where we were staying anyway. The French pub. Wait.
We've paid to be there.
Yeah, we've paid to have rooms there, to stay there. We know the... I mean, it's run by a paladin, so who's going to rob it?
Exactly.
Thieves.
So often responsible for things that have been stolen.
Just once I'd like to hear a report that didn't involve a thief, stealing things.
Yeah, wild, yeah.
Yeah, and that's thief with an F.
Right, let's go and dump this gold, so at least we're not...
Cutter's Sanctum.
The Cutter's Sanctum.
Yep.
There we go.
Let's go there, so we're not the biggest target in all of Rivermeat Free, shall we?
All right. So, who's at the front?
Tristan.
Okay, and Ronan's at the back.
Fine.
All right, both of you make survival checks. This is a survival.
Uh-oh.
Not Eugen. Sorry, Charlie Smith.
Ooh. That's a whopping 9.
That's a more whopping 26.
I'd say it wasn't a competition, but...
I mean, this is why we
But I
do
won't.
have Ronan watching the bag.
Okay. So, as you make your way through the city, people generally give you a wide berth. A couple of people are obviously recognize you. You're famous now. A couple of people recognize you and they're like, "Oh, that's the Curse Breakers." Well, some of them, at least. Others keep a wide berth because you all look horrible right now. But some people are just not really perturbed by it at all. This is quite a normal scene in Rivermeet. And as you're walking, Tristan, one of them bumps into you.
Well, isn't just like shoulder checks me?
Yeah, it's just like doesn't seem to be like
Right.
looking where they're going and just hits into you. And
Nobody in the history of anywhere just bumps into anyone.
Incinerate everyone in your path.
Kill them all.
I
Only choice.
still have some fireball left.
in a crowded city street that's like 10 feet across.
I have a fire arrow if you want to specifically set someone on fire.
I've just got a big axe.
No, it's cool. Yeah, I'll just sort of look at them and say, excuse me, sorry. Didn't mean to bump into you. You know, I'll be nice and apologize.
And he looks up to you and you see it's a late middle-aged man missing a couple of teeth. And then he goes, oh, sorry. And then you see a flicker of green in his eyes, a ghostly green for a moment.
Are you all right there? Like, there's something weird about your eyes.
Do
you need to sit down?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, fine. Sorry for bumping into you again.
No, you don't look okay. The place we're staying at, they've got like healers and that. Like, no, I feel like I feel a bit uncomfortable.
No. You listen here, you little shithead.
It's not the dentist.
You bumped into me, and if you don't leave right now, you'll pay.
Will I now?
I think we can afford it.
And he pulls out a sword. A very familiar looking sword. It's the sword with the captain in it.
Oh no!
You do realize there's a ghost in that sword.
And he's just overtaken by rage at this point, and his eyes have glazed over. It looks a lot like Gunn, but with less finesse.
There's a ghost in that man shell.
This is...
I'd like to just like sort of... No, yeah, I'll just say, Captain, can you help me out and just like calm him down? I'm still talking to him, but like addressing the captain instead. And
you see very quickly this figure starts, the man starts breathing very heavily, and his eyes start welling up. And then in a couple of seconds, he's at your feet, and he's just curled up in a fetal position, sobbing.
Tristan, what the fuck?
No, it's fine. I'd like to like kneel down, like pat him on the back and say, dude, it's fine. It's okay. Maybe don't go stealing random swords because they might have ghosts in them.
And he's just...
I'll take that back, shall I? Yeah. And I'll pick him back up and I'll put him back in the sheath. Unless he stole that too.
No, he stole the sheep as well. Yeah.
I'll take everything back and then buckle up.
Yeah.
Now you have a nice day, and just try not to steal any more ghost swords, yeah?
He's still weeping on the floor.
Just pat him on the head and keep walking.
What did he do?
How about disarm someone?
No, what did the ghost like show that guy, like emotion-wise, to reduce him to that?
Can we take a minute to appreciate how good a thief that person was to take the sword away from him without noticing?
I'm just too flashy. They keep targeting me.
It's almost like you shouldn't walk around like you have a lot of money.
I mean, yeah. You're right.
So
there is no retort.
After this, the shady-looking individuals that were almost bumping into you before seem to give you an extremely wide berth. And you hear whisper in a small gang as you go by as one of them points at you, sort of like, when someone points at you when they're trying to not make it look like they're pointing at you. And you hear them Yeah, that guy. You hear them whisper. You hear them say, "Keeper of the Ghost Sword."
Yes. Correct. Indeed.
Don't give him something else to introduce himself with. Fuck, we're gonna end up with a Daenerys situation.
Who?
Daenerys? Like, she's like fucking first of the fucking queen of the fucking dick bags and all this
Right,
shit.
sorry, because I thought you said De Niro.
No, Daenerys.
And I was like, what?
Yes,
what
De Niro.
What does De Niro have to introduce himself?
It's Robert fucking De Niro. You show that man some respect.
First of his name.
King of the taxis.
Are you talking to me?
So, the rest of your walk back seems to go without incident. However, as you're checking your things on the way back, Tristan, you do find that you're missing 15 gold.
It's more a pride thing at that point. But fine. I feel like that whole incident was 15 gold's worth of entertainment. So
Wow, that's an expensive, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
You're one of those people that would
a ghost sword reduced a guy to tears.
You're one of those people that would pay 10,000.
Where else are you gonna get?
For, gold-plated chicken wings?
No. Chickens can't fly. What use are they?
Moving on.
Moving swiftly on. You find yourself back at the Cutter's Sanctum. However, about 10 minutes before you get back, Tilly, you find your way back. And I'm assuming you go in the front door.
Yeah.
Okay. Inside, you see the innkeep, whose name is in my notes. Minfrasetti. There we go. Minfrasetti is in there, and she's the only one in there right now. There's no one else. And she is behind the bar, and you see she looks as if she's lifting a new keg into place. And it doesn't seem like it's that much effort for her.
I think after the conversation with Haldrick, she's actually just going to go and sit down and maybe toy with a dagger and wait for the others to show up.
Yeah. After a moment, Minfrasetti realizes you're there and is like, "Oh, Tilly.
I just give her a wave.
How did it go in the arena?"
It nearly fell out the sky, but we won. The chains broke.
Okay, good. Good to know. And she wanders off down into a cellar area. About 10 minutes later, after Minfrasetti has finished putting 2 more kegs up, completely nonchalantly, the rest of you walk in as Minfrasetti is walking up with the last keg. And it just has it on her shoulder. And it's a very large keg. And you see this one is emblazoned on the front of it with a large bronzen dwarven head relief, and where the tap is coming out of the dwarf's mouth. And she sets it down and locks it into place on the back behind the bar and twists the tap. And you see as the first bits of it come out, and she checks the coloration of it. And it's this deep, I'm just going to use a real world term, it's Guinness colored. But with the consistency of your grandma's gravy.
So Guinness then.
No.
That's a thinner Guinness.
Fine then. The consistency of my grandma's gravy, where you need a spoon to eat it.
It's like fudge.
Yeah. It is. Oh yeah. Yorkshire fudge.
I actually had Guinness fudge. It was really nice.
Yeah, I can imagine. Taste of fish.
What?
There's the old thing with Guinness being made with fish. But anyway. So, she checks it. She checks the beer, and as you come in, and she looks over, and she's like, "Oh, there you all are. Miss Taltalk got back before you."
Tilly's just kind of sat at a booth, looking quite surly, maybe with a dagger in the table, just kind of turning it around.
And you see Minfrasetti shoots this glare at you that could melt adamantium.
We can pay for a new table.
You're not wrong. Yeah. Should we head over?
Yeah.
I'll just set over and sit by Tilly.
I will I'll dump the gold bag at the table and slide on over to the bar and be like, "What's this?" And gesture towards the dwarven.
Just put the anchor down in front of you, full of it.
Thank you.
The hand comes out.
I'll pay her. What?
Usually people talk about the price of a thing when
usually
they sell
it's
it.
a what, hand?
It's more money than that.
Oh, well, I'll just keep putting money in until she stops. Like a slot machine.
Just watching you put more and more coins on.
How much is it? God, you have a mouth.
She just takes it. Gives you all but one of them back. And it's like, you must be more careful with your money. Even when dwarven beer comes into question.
I'm still a bit punch drunk.
That's all right.
It's a fight.
This is from Kalraz Akaran.
Huh?
Yes. Deep Fathom Brew, it's called.
Pretty good.
It's a warm fermented beer. It's warmed for, I think it's 5 years, constantly. It's a like a whiskey beer, they call it. It's warmed next to lava, hence the deep fathom. Because the fathoms of the deep are lava.
Nice. It's pretty cool. Anything happened while we were gone we should know about? Any disasters? Fights?
No, nothing. You expect anything to happen in the Côte Saint?
I don't know.
No. Not much has happened since you've gone. I hear you won your fight.
Yeah, we did, yeah. Just.
What was it against?
This fucking huge fiery thing. Dragon head, goat head, something else head with a big eye in it.
Chimera.
Yeah, but on fire.
I can't say I've heard of that myself. But you won, so that's all that matters.
Yeah? Yeah, the arena nearly didn't.
It's not the first time.
Why do people even go there?
For the adrenaline of it. It's the closest they're ever going to get to seeing people fight those sorts of things properly.
Yeah, but you could die horribly. Some people did today.
Welcome to Rivermead. You can die horribly out on the street.
Those poor fuckers just got evaporated. Damn.
Makes for a cheap funeral.
I guess.
As it stands, that's just the way things are here in Rivermead. People know how volatile things are. And, what would you give if you were in a position where you had very little and wanted some excitement, some adventure in your life, but no skill yourself?
Fair enough. I just, I don't know. I'm taken aback at how laid back everyone is about, giant monsters. That thing could have escaped. That would have been real bad.
No, nothing's ever escaped.
That thing was close.
I'll take your word for it. And I'm glad you're all okay.
Yeah, we did all right.
So what's next?
Drinking and then sleeping. But no, honestly, I don't know. We haven't decided yet.
All right.
think a good period of relaxation will be what we need. We've been a bit full throttle for the past few weeks. It's been weeks. I just sat back and like, have we been doing this for weeks or is this months at this point? I can't.
Months.
Damn. Yeah, so that's how things are. That's how much we need a break. I don't even know how long we've been doing this.
Smash cut to title card. The one where the party doesn't get a break. Alright. I'll leave you to it.
Take my pint and go over to the table.
And you see she just stands there, like leans back against the back of the bar, as she is known to do with her arms crossed, and is just glaring.
Very imposing.
You can hear every now and again the clank, clank, clank that you've become used to as you've spent the past week here of her sword in the scabbard, moving against the scabbard.
It's just background noise after a while.
Mm.
Oh, so well done, everyone. We survived.
Tilly, don't just think we left you. We just had a feeling you'd be okay and that you'd find your way back here. It's not that we forgot.
I know my way around.
You okay though? You seem a bit quieter, and
Yeah,
like the table seems to be suffering a bit.
Yeah, I tried to grab its tail and it like threw me across the arena, and by the time I got up, everything had started to slide. So I just kind of ran.
I mean, when there's a giant thing that can throw you across to God knows how far with a tail, and then the ground moves, it's fair.
Yeah, and I didn't know they could just repair it like that.
Me neither. Looking for everyone else that it could, but yeah.
Yeah, by the time things went that way, I was already up in the crowd.
Fair enough. At least you're alright though.
Yeah, you all look fine.
Yeah, we got paid for it as well. Doesn't all fit in the bag, so gun clinks a little now when she walks.
A little more can already clink from the armory on her back.
I'm very surprised you managed to bring that all the way back without having half of it taken.
A guy cried. It was fine.
Yeah.
Did I say try or cry? Who knows?
Tristan made a man cry. And then everybody after that kind of just sort of backed off.
I did nothing. I just told it how it is.
With his art, or was he just rude?
I wasn't rude at all.
No, he commanded his ghost sword.
You can command that thing? I thought it just lived in there.
No, the guy kind of tried to steal it, and yeah, you shouldn't steal a sword with someone else's soul in it.
Wait, someone stole your sword?
Well, they tried. Got it back.
If you had to get it back, they succeeded.
They borrowed it for
They took the
second.
scabbard and everything, Tilly, like the
borrowed
full belt.
Jesus, Tristan.
This story was gonna be really cool, and now you've just ruined it.
Can I try and steal Tristan's sword from under the desk?
Yeah, sure.
Would that be sleight of hand?
Yeah. What's your passive perception, Jason?
21.
Damn, that was a 19.
Ooh.
Okay. Make a charisma saving throw, please, Tilly.
Oh. Oh boy, I actually may have succeeded
Holy
mental
shit.
saving throw. 18.
No.
Oh,
By one.
dang.
So,
Strong ghost.
Tristan, you feel something begin to tug at the scabbard before across the table from you, Tilly just starts sobbing.
Tristan.
I didn't do anything.
You feel sad as well.
Me as well.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not sobbing, but you feel like a sadness.
The captain's very sad.
So when Ronan sat down, he like sat at the table, like pretty composed, and then just lays face on the table like this. And then it's just so like really muffled into the wood. You just hear "Stop stealing ghost swords."
And I'm just sort of looking at them all. Tilly's in tears. Tristan looks really sad. Ronan's got his head on the table. I'm like, none of you fuckers have even started drinking yet. What is wrong with you all?
I nearly died again. I nearly die every single time.
Apologizes for trying to steal the sword for his sobs.
It's okay. No, don't mention it.
Hey, can I have more booze, please? I'm gonna need it. I just put my hand up and shout to the room.
And as soon as Tilly takes a hand away from the sword and apologizes, the feeling you get from the sword is the emotional equivalent of
Got him.
It's like
Exactly.
it was ghost magic. I wasn't sad really.
And
We found out we can't punch the ghost.
Vassetti just
They
covered
can
it.
make us sad.
Oh.
oh, my internet's
What
going.
was that?
That was my internet going wrong.
That was some sort of incantation.
The
Ghost
seventh
magic.
seal has been broken.
Vassetti just comes over and slams another tankard down in front of you and just glares as she walks off.
Thank you.
It's not table service.
Sorry. I flick a coin. And payment.
Don't hear it land anywhere.
Oh yeah, Tilly. Another thing that happened. We didn't just like lose Namari again.
We did. She's super cursed again. She's just gone forever.
Well,
No,
like
I'm not surprised.
the opposite of cursed. I think she's been baptized. Maybe I don't
Is
know.
that the
Again?
opposite of cursed, though?
Points the
Probably
picture.
blessed.
Points the picture of the Mari. This is cursed.
Slaps Namari. You can fit so many curses in here.
It's some curses in this bad girl.
Target may have up to 3 additional curses.
Get some magic item so that they can hold more. But yeah, no. A bunch of like religious guys. Something to do with Coralon. Apparently, one of them had a vision, and they've been trying to track her down for a while.
That was who that shrine we went to was for, right? I
Yeah,
remember that.
I didn't mention having the water to them yet because their holy symbol didn't match up with what we saw there. So I'd just like to know a little bit more about them before I mention something like that. Unless Namari mentions it now, and then hey ho.
What
But
was different about it?
it didn't have as many stars as the one that we saw.
I thought it had more stars.
No, it has less.
No.
Ours have more.
Oh, that's weird.
And I feel like telling people like that who have visions and come seek people out that you have like something really holy of theirs, that's how you get stabbed a lot.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know anything about your religion, but
We should do
it's a
something.
bad way to start a conversation.
We should do something with that water soon, though.
Yeah.
Like
Do
before.
you think it's gonna go off?
I think one of us might sit on it or drop it, or get hit while we're
Drink
carrying
it.
or drink it.
And then a tree will grow out of you.
I don't.
Oh.
I don't want that.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we should find somewhere for it. But we've been a bit busy. And it needs to be somewhere of equal beauty.
Yeah, have we really been anywhere that's been like
That's the places we get stuck.
Or a pretty volatile to
the
certain degrees.
the plane of air didn't suck. I like that.
I think Gunn loved it there.
But I'm feeling like it should probably remain on this plane.
Well, yeah, fair.
I don't know if that's actually like a choice. You know, maybe the Dryad was like, maybe would have let us go on other planes, or maybe we're not allowed to.
It's
know?
probably a safer bet to just not risk it.
We could go look for a nice place.
Next quest, sightseeing.
Nice
Next
place.
quest. Find a nice place to have a sit down.
I don't know that anyone will
It's
pay us for
these
that.
criteria. Would be nice to have a cabin here and just be by yourself for a bit. We'll use that.
It's the sort of place ramblers would walk and go, that's nice.
Mm. Could you have a picnic here?
Does it look really nice? Does it look beautiful in the daytime and in the nighttime?
I'm going to hide a geocache here.
Oh my god, let's go D&D geocaching.
Wait, that's exactly what you're doing. You're laying down a D&D geocache.
Just as an aside, in the week leading up to the fight just there, I've been spending a lot of time with the maps, and I think maybe somewhere in the mountains, the wormwoods, somewhere maybe to the east of Atheran.
Yeah.
Might not be a bad place if we could set up something there. I have stuff forming, like plans forming, and I'm trying to like see the pieces, but I think that might be a nice place considering they're sort of their own thing.
Yeah, isn't Atheran an elvish settlement as well?
Yes.
Yeah, plus, I don't know, I was right by Gun in the plane of Earth when we fought the wizard guy. And he was like, yeah, no, that's my shit. And then
that's where he was from, yeah.
Yeah, he immediately was like, oh, okay, well then bye, and just fucking left. So at least we can go back and be like, hey, remember
we really
in
killed
that
each
heist?
other. Yeah, do you remember when we were like punching each other? It was fun.
I don't think we nearly killed him.
Didn't we say we'd visit that the lion creature as well?
The Sphinx.
Yeah, the
they're on a
Sphinx.
different continent though, so we'd
Yeah.
have to find a way to get there and then find them.
A boat.
Yeah, but then also when we get to the continent, find them.
Yeah, we'll be looking for something that's hidden.
How do we get from here to here? Maybe use a boat. How did this happen?
Yeah, I was right there with you. I'm alone. But yeah, I like the idea of like the mountains there. Could be a place that you end up finding somewhere.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking mountains, lakes, rivers, maybe a coastline, and they're all kind of in that direction.
Mountain might be onto something. I mean, we found that original tree and pool on a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I remember you.
And then we found those thrones on a mountain.
From
Yeah.
the mountains.
Feels like that's a theme, right?
Did we figure out whether or not they were giants' thrones, or was that just player speculation?
That was player speculation. Okay.
But they're
Aren't they
definitely
like-
giants' thrones.
They were themed by the Ordning, weren't they?
And we did learn about the Ordning.
They were themed like the different types of giants. Yes.
Right. So
Yeah,
it's unconfirmed, but the players, the characters may also have drawn this conclusion.
Yes.
Okay.
At this stage.
I guess like up on the mountains, just a cool place to put things.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, if we walk up a mountain and think, this would be a great place, or have a look around, that would be a good place. It's a great vantage point.
Mountains are just great all around,
Mountain.
said the dwarf.
So yeah, I'll fill you guys in later. More on what it's kind of scribbles, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense right now. But I've been doing a lot of thinking about the lack of a plan that everyone here had, and it's kind of made me want to start maybe making plans. And
I mean,
I'm starting to think that the wormwolves might actually be pretty important to us.
oh, why do I want to go back?
Not all the way towards, the settlements. I mean, like a place that's not settled somewhere. If we can find somewhere that's not settled.
That would be fine. I just don't really want to go back to anywhere I might run into anyone I am related to.
fair, I suppose.
Which is probably a wider web.
The wormholes, for those not in the know, are where the halflings are from. It's basically
find that
the
out.
Shire because I am unoriginal.
Mm-hmm. Is that actually on the map? I've not.
Yeah,
Top left.
left of Caramsgate. But yeah, at that point, Ronan gets an idea, takes out the book that he bought and starts writing something down, closes it. Something I just remembered. I have to check.
So what did everyone else do for that week?
We pretty much went over it last time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what else I did.
Gun lifted trees.
I mean, but we hadn't gone over it in character, right?
Yeah, no, we just sort of met up or were around.
That's true.
Yeah, no, I just did some planning, some trying to get a lay of the land a bit better because I haven't been really out of the Bangladesh and lowlands at all.
I just did a lot of training. Got pretty nice and buff. You know.
I should have done some of that though.
I guess
I
you could
mean-
say I did that.
I mean, I was listening to gossip. So,
Anything good?
I just got to know the city better more than anything else. Get the opinions on the Empire from an outsider perspective. So yeah, it was useful information. It just it's dependent on how you apply it.
My
What
week
were you
went
doing,
so
Billy?
quickly, like a montage almost.
Yeah, I remember every specific conversation in like slideshow format.
I guess you could call it training. Yeah, I got into some fights here and there.
Wait, what?
Rivermead's a busy place. Walk around long enough at night, you're gonna run into a few things.
You're just
Are you-
fighting people?
Gunnar, you more offended that you weren't there as well to join in?
I mean, people that deserve it.
That's Tilly. Like that was really high pitched for Gun too. Like you not heard her go that high before.
Like people you would have cut into.
I mean, I know. I guess we've all got to do our own thing, but like, man. Okay. Did you learn anything from it? Get any contacts, information,
Not really.
gold,
Technique.
That also,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they weren't hard fights, so not really. No.
I can't really judge how hard that fight might have been because I feel like me versus you is not a hard fight for you either. So I have no frame of reference at all.
Just popping out of character for a moment here. Which one of you wrote Vol Binch underneath Kauraz Akaran?
What?
Well, let me see.
Alright, Akaran.
What's that?
Whereabouts on the map? Whereabouts on the map are we looking?
Right near the bottom.
It's just above.
And I think you'll find it says "you little bench."
Yeah.
I can't see this all.
It's in super thin letters underneath. You just go down and right from River
Yeah.
3.
I don't know who
Dead
would have done
underneath
that.
the...
I don't know who would have done that.
That's my zoom.
Oh, you have to zoom in pretty far to really see it.
Hmm.
Wow, that is tiny. Those are some rooms.
How did you spot that on the fly, Stuart?
What? Because I know my map.
Dang.
Well, we got away with a smiley face for a long
Yeah.
I mean, just.
I mean, it stayed good and hidden, but I don't really appreciate the artistry there.
Oh, look, it's not my finest work. I mean, whoever did it, it's not their finest work.
That could be my finest work. Are you joking?
Okay, who put the smiley face up near the Meridian Tower? My players, folks.
Hey,
None
look,
of this is
Stu,
me. I
you're
would
breaking
use
the
it.
game flow here. Come on, we're a roleplay.
I'll break you in a moment.
I would use a lighter grey that fits in with the map.
Loiter, Grey.
See, yeah. See, that's why you play the rogue and I play the barbarian.
Ah, yes, Tilly, so sneaky.
You're the sneakiest.
By pure happenstance.
Anyway, moving swiftly on from that. No more drawings on my map, you little douchebags.
Moving on, yes.
Oh, that's a lot of gold. But, what are you gonna do with it?
Well, we can't really carry it all as it is right now.
And I wouldn't
Not
trust
properly.
I wouldn't trust any bank here.
So our options are spend or, swap it out for better currency.
And like, what would we even spend all of that on?
I have a few ideas.
We could invest.
But these are my ideas for a lot of things. So I can't feasibly, never mind. What? Hi. I'm not going to steal everyone's money and start a theatre.
Talia's trying to map out various purchases in her head and isn't doing a very good job of it. Because that's an exorbitant amount of money.
It's a lot.
I mean, we could always just get a place that is our place that's not renting a place anymore, but I feel like in this city it probably gets burnt or broken into or something like that, so...
Or someone else built something on top of it.
Yeah, if we wanted...
Yeah, but I'll shoot them then.
If we wanted a home base, not here, unless we had someone to supervise it, that we know could handle it.
And maybe we could get a cave or something. That's a cool base.
Well, coincidentally, not very far from the idea I had for the wormholes. I just had to get on the bell to the heretic and ask her if she knew any magic that was good for excavating stuff, because I have no idea. I'm not a dwarf.
Yeah, I got some magic for you. It's called a shovel, Ronan.
Apostate, not heretic. You know both now. Differences.
Yeah, there's that's dead slow. Plus, I would use a shovel for 45 minutes tops before my arms were broke. Are you joking?
Just might want to get those arms checked out.
I mean, what would happen if you came across a rock in the ground?
Yeah, they would break.
I mean...
Ting! And then all of this would snap.
I thought it took strength to pull a bowstring back.
Yeah, but that's different. There's a lot of training went into,
Physics don't work that way in this game.
Yeah. A lot of
very
training
specific kind of strength, known as dexterity.
If you haven't noticed, my arms could get mistaken when I draw back. I could draw back, and then you would think there was an arrow in it, but it's actually my arm that's holding the front. So...
Just paint an arrowhead on your wrist.
Yeah, threaten people without ever having to knock an arrow.
No.
But I mean, if you want to live inside a mountain, we don't have to make a cave. Calra's Hawkle exists.
Is that the one that we've been to, or the one that we haven't been to?
It's the one we've been to that was very extremely cursed.
Yeah,
but it's
super
extremely
cursed.
That time we convinced, you made someone else cry about curses and ghosts.
That is true. We did make him literally piss his pants about that.
There may be a tendency in this group to make people emotional.
Just
when did
pissing
that
your pants count as an emotion? Is that an emotion?
I
The
think it was
emotion of
fear.
piss?
How do I roll this in the veil?
Moving swiftly on.
I think Tilia's visibly brightened up a bunch through the conversation.
Good.
Ronan's head has come off the desk a little.
Just a little, it's like hovering.
He hasn't been speaking into the desk this entire time.
Hover head.
Turn my head to the side a little bit so I can speak to the air again.
Yeah, because Ronan currently has 7 hit points or something like that?
Yeah. Not a lot.
I actually have just below half because I've been calculating my health wrong.
Wow, cheater. Look at this. Cheater. Big old cheater.
I've been
I'm
cheating.
saying I've been playing with less health than I should have had.
Oh,
Big old cheater. cheating for your own self. Like,
Correcting a mistake.
I'll correct a mistake in a minute.
Try it, pal.
What are you gonna rub out? What's been written on the map?
I've gone
not
through
yet.
and found as many as I could. It was
You'll never
about
find them all.
7, by the way, folks.
I vaguely feel like I did something, but it will have been weeks ago.
Same.
So, you idly chatter for a few more minutes before the door to the tavern opens, and the light spills in these glorious rays of sun that cut the silhouette of a beautiful figure.
Uh-oh.
Glistens with the Diamantian sequins on his outfit and the gold in his hair as Gianni steps in and
Hide your
goes,
wife, hide your kids.
Goes back on the desk.
This is our patron, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
"Oh, my most wonderful of wondrous, oh, my wonderful patrons." Oh, not my patrons, you're my charges.
No.
My own little adventuring company. Oh, I can just see amongst you all now that beautiful glisten.
Oh, here he goes.
It's mostly blood.
A musk of battle. Intoxicating, is it not?
It's mostly burns.
How are you
Sweat.
all doing? It's been a few hours since we spoke. You enjoying the aftermath of your fight? Lavishing in the wonderful amount of money you got from it all?
I mean, I didn't see much of the fight.
Oh, and do you know what happens after you fight for a lot and it goes like that fight did?
No,
Couple
yes, I
hours
know
after-
all about doing things for a long period of time.
Oh, I'm going to be sick. The ache sets in, and I've just realized what I've just said makes what you said even fucking worse. So I'm going to stop right now. I'm going to return to my pint and pretend the last 30 seconds just did not happen.
Gianni
you
slides in right next to you, Gun. Just puts an arm, not on you, but over the top of the booth.
Jason, is he touching me?
Nope.
Good.
I mean, you're about 2 feet shorter than him, so
I know, I just...
And you can smell the perfume.
Good luck being sandwiched between that on one side and me on the other.
It's lilac and Roland berry.
If I knew what Roland Berry smelled like, then Joe.
there's a weird like gradient of stink on that side of the table.
Roland berry smells kind of like a gooseberry.
Oh, does it? Yeah, they got purple irises too.
No, his irises are gold.
Fighting gold. You made
Yes.
us fucking JoJo. Don't even talk to me.
I did not. I
It's
did
called
not.
Gianni, and he looks exactly like Jono.
I mean, I
He
don't
does not
remember
look
this.
like Tiana.
I don't remember this guy being described as having donut hair, so
He does not have donut hair.
nothing like him.
He has his fringe pinned to the side of his head that says magic in the hair clips.
How is magic spelled?
With a
How
K.
else do you spell magic? With a K.
Okay.
Magick. Come on.
I actually get less of a JoJo vibe to this character than like a My Hero Academia side hero.
Class B.
He's absolutely a random ninja in the tuning exams.
He's a one-punch hero.
He is.
Oh, he super is actually.
So, my darlings, what are you doing now?
Having a drink and nursing what's left over of the wounds.
Oh, ever the joker. I mean, now, like, in the future, what's your next path? You're the talk of the town already. I've heard that they've done a ranking as well.
That's enough money to retire on. So
Yes.
They've
I
done
mean,
a what?
a ranking?
Yes.
Do tell.
Oh, what rank are we?
S.
Oh, no, it's between all of you. It's a ranking of the team.
What criteria?
Most eligible.
For.
Like, most eligible bachelor or bachelorette.
Oh, God. Oh, will my suffering ever end?
Well, no. Well, my suffering never end. You're clearly on the top because you're the one that's had a date most recently.
Actually, no, Ronan was at the top.
That's because they were far away and couldn't smell me.
And the fact that you were doing tremendous amounts of damage.
Yeah, and then ended up on the floor sliding away.
Slide a blood.
Dramatic tension. It's fine. That's all it was. Adds an air of mystery.
Women like a
And
man who
then-
could do tons of damage.
Shut up,
Oh,
freak.
no, they don't.
Right there, Triforce.
Not intentional.
Camden, Nika Harper.
Well,
I dread to ask, but I feel like you're probably going to tell us anyway. What are these rankings?
Well, Ronan's at the top, of course. Then yourself, Gun. Got that fire in your eyes. And then there's Tristan and Tilly. And then there's Namari at the bottom.
I just look at Tristan, I fucking beat you, eat shit.
That makes sense. Namari's deeply cast.
just turn around. I just turn around to Gunn and say, "That means you're gonna get more attention."
Very muffled into the table here. Haha, sniped your position.
Fucking along with my kills, you bitch. Wait, why was
Well-
Namari at the bottom?
She's deeply cast.
Yeah, they probably looked like seen her and were like, that's a curse.
Although you can see Namari's into some shady shit from a mile away.
Oh, she's not that bad, come on. She's not deserve the bottom.
Do you think they might have heard about her one of these people?
I mean, there's only like, what, 5 of us? There's only so many places, Gun. That's how numbers work.
Look,
Look.
she easily
Oh.
beats Tristan.
These lists are almost entirely random, you know that. It's almost like some omnipotent creature randomly rolled dice and put them in the order that came up.
Well, this omnipotent creature doesn't fucking know shit.
Curse you, God.
Well, look, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that you're the talk of the town. The curse breakers are being talked about on every corner of this place now.
Hmm.
Oh, well,
that-
that seems good and bad, though, because if people are talking about us a lot, then they know that we just won, which means we have money.
Yeah,
Yes,
but they
they're
also
not-
know that we just won, so we're capable of earning that money.
And you were just in the arena, which means you have Vortigern's protection.
Wait, what?
Interesting.
What?
Well, Vortigern pays out large sums of money. The last thing he wants is getting a reputation for the people that win in his arena, getting murdered and thieved from. So, you're just watching your back, at least for a couple of days, until the fact that you have a lot of money dies down and it's replaced more with your glorious deeds in the Leviathan's apex.
I can appreciate that business model.
Mm-hmm.
There's another business model.
No. I don't know business, okay?
I don't know, I've known some bingo halls where you win, you just get escorted to your cart, and then that's it. You know?
Now, what's bingo?
Oh, it's a
Fucking
dwarven
amazing.
game where you draw numbers, and you have numbers on a card. If you match, you get a bingo.
If you're watching, it's not that dramatic, but if you're playing,
Feels
Gets
like
really
everything's on the line.
I'll take your word for it. It sounds delightfully enthralling.
Yeah, it's very, very popular with elderly dwarves and people.
Well, you'll have to know that in the next coming few weeks, word of your deeds will travel to most of the Inner Empire.
Oh.
Killing something like that's not exactly a small feat. So it's going to be a lot easier for you to get accommodation, I'd imagine, in the future.
I mean, wasn't tough to begin with.
Yeah, but we probably will have to pay for it for a while.
I mean,
Either that or guest rooms for regular price.
Oh yeah.
Like the high-end rooms.
Penthouse.
But yeah.
Gun would actually go penthouse.
Yes, well, if you ever want to go back into the arena, you have my full support. To see you moisten in battle like that was wondrous.
I'm good for now.
Suddenly get a huge displeasure for fighting.
I did want to ask you though, where did you come across the other side, the guy who sponsored the creature?
Oh, Icarus.
Yeah,
I met him in a tavern.
here.
Yes.
Which tavern?
Not one that you'd want to go to.
I don't know if you know that if that's true or not.
All right, you can go there if you wish. It's called the Flamingo Unicorn.
Okay, just don't want to go there based on the name, but why would I not want to go there otherwise?
It's a very specific place.
So
Oh, wow.
are almost all places, not to get metaphysical here, but
It is. It's for very specific needs.
Does
I
it
mean,
render particular goods and services?
It does, yes.
Seems very unlikely for you to be very bashful in this moment.
Well, then
just
it's probably a fucking brothel.
It is not a brothel.
Well, why are you being so cagey about it?
Because I don't wish to talk about it.
oh, so it's not just a brothel, which is a really
Strip
sly
club?
way of getting out of having to say you're at a brothel.
I mean, regardless of Brandon's tastes, I think we have our reasons for looking for this person.
Yeah, it's not the place I'm looking for. It's him.
Well, if he's anywhere, he'd probably be there. If you want to go and have a look, be my guest.
Well, we know he's skipped town for now. We were told that much in the arena.
Well, we'll find out after a quick break.
All right, we're back soon.
Dum, dum, dum.
We'll be there soon. Welcome back, everybody. We are back again after that impromptu break. And you were grilling Gianni on his, where he was choosing to spend his recreational time. Also, for people in chat, I found a grand total of 9 separate smiley faces on the map.
Look, we're just bringing a little joy to the continent of Calrum.
I hope you've not removed them because they were place markers that we'd set there to do things later.
Well, tough.
Well, shit.
They were tactical smiley faces.
It wasn't tactical that I changed the wound to the wounds. Just made it a little bit worse place. There's just more than one.
Okay. I hate you all.
So,
I hate you all.
Gianni, Bud,
Yes.
why are you being so sketchy about this place?
What I do with my free time is none of your business. If you want to find out, you can go there yourself.
There's no like shame. I mean, have you seen Tristan? He walks around like that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine going out of the house like that.
He just sort of looks down at his own outfit.
I know, like dressing down to look like me. It's ridiculous.
Well, for you to grill me on how I spend my free time was not why I came here. In fact, I didn't even come here to congratulate you. That was a secondary thing.
Oh, it's the primary thing.
Yeah.
There is someone I would like you to go talk to.
All right, just so we get a good picture on this. Are we talking like actual talk words or talk fists?
Do they have a
Words.
for us?
No, words.
Okay.
I really hope you don't punch this man.
I'm not the diplomat. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm just go back to my beer.
Right. What do you know of gods?
That they exist. And that they actually do more than we first thought.
He's
What did you
speaking
think?
for himself, but go on.
Well, Rivermeet is sort of a safe haven for many worships, though no worship of any god is banned within the Empire. Some are more frowned upon than others. The primary deity of the Empire being, of course, Pelor. There is a man who I would like you to speak to who I believe might have something that you to do. He just so happens to also be a priest.
Of?
Cord.
That didn't ring any bells?
Cord is the god of strength and competition and thunderstorms and lightning.
Is it general knowledge to us though, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Cord's a human god, so you'd know about Cord.
My eyes kind of light up a bit. I'm like, ooh, Card's a good one.
Do halflings have their own pantheon?
No. Halflings are, as with many things, sort of apathetical to wider conflicts. If it's not pipeweed, a good stew, or a pint, they don't usually care about it.
Yeah, I'm a halfling.
Yes, you are. Not just because of the hairy feet.
There's a smiley face on my foot.
Don't show us.
I'm not gonna.
TOS.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to show your feet on Twitch,
Nope.
are you? What an odd response.
Let's not dwell on that, please.
So what do you want us to talk to him about?
Just say that Gianni sent you. He perhaps wants you to do a job that only the likes of yourselves could do.
And does this particular priest have a name?
Yes. They are You're a prelate. Just ask for the prelate.
Okay.
How do you know him?
That's a very long story, but the short of it is they were a customer.
All right.
Are they in a hurry for this job to get done? Because we just made a lot of money, and I don't know that we're in a hurry to go get ourselves killed again.
I don't know the specifics of the job. They just said that they would wish to speak to capable people. And you are the most capable people I know. Even if you do spit on my fire a little.
But it doesn't dampen your sizzle.
No, it doesn't. I still glisten with the allure of... I usually do.
So whereabouts can we find the this person then? Are they in town?
That would be at the Stormcaller's Sanctum.
Yeah.
Giant temple to God.
Okay.
You're the one with the great effigy of the Stormcaller himself. Holding
Yeah,
up.
the big temple that says that I am the god of fighting and conquest and like thunder and stuff. The one that basically screams.
No, he's not the god of fighting and conquest.
It's like Marden's my guy, but I just generalizing. You know, the one that says I'm the big guy, strength and shit. That's that one.
I don't think they write that on the temples.
You probably saw it when you came in. It's the one that looks like a large effigy of Cord. Bearded man, holding a big bowl, chains.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I can't imagine it'll be hard to find.
No,
No,
large
it's
man
not.
holding a ball.
Surprisingly, there's only one of it in the entire city. If you don't mind, I have another appointment at the Flamingo Unicorn.
I've a question and something else before you go. We can't go carrying around this amount of gold. What the hell do we do with this?
I put it in your room, I'd imagine.
And because of our protection, it won't be taken.
If Min Veraceti were to have anything stolen from her place, she would probably hunt them to the ends of the earth and slice off every single one of their knuckles.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Have you ever seen her bad side?
Nope, don't even want to imagine it.
You
That's
all look up and Min Veraceti is stood behind Gianni, just glowering down. For some reason, the light is not on the top side of her face at all right now, and she's just looking down on Gianni.
She has that anime upper face.
She
Shout
does, yeah.
Are the eyes perfect circles and glowing?
No, you can't see the eyes.
Did she just fucking teleport? I didn't hear her move.
I've never had this much money before, but we could swap some of it for platinum, I think.
It would make it easy to carry, at least a percentage of it.
What exactly is platinum? In currency?
Do we not have that exchange? I was just assuming. If that's not a thing, I wouldn't have said that.
No, it's a non-standard one. So.
Yeah, okay.
You'd only find that in the caverns of ancient empires, long since lost to time, where platinum was abundant, also known as Spain, apparently, because they had platinum coins for a while until they outlawed
they
it.
lost it.
No, they didn't lose it. They outlawed it and dumped it all in the
yeah.
ocean, and it still hasn't been found to this day.
God, history's weird.
So I feel like 71 tons of platinum.
Just
Be right
fucking
back. I'm going to learn scuba diving.
Going to Spain.
Scuba.
So yeah, aside from that, which really I should have thought of in the first place, just a word of warning. Dealing with Icarus, as he's now called, is dangerous.
Oh, you had prior dealings with him. Sorry, if I'd have known, I wouldn't have taken the sponsorship, but he was offering so much money. That's why your prize is as big as it is.
Well, I'm glad to take his money all day, every day. And how he got that amount of money also is super questionable to me, but not interested in that either.
Well, he introduced me as the lead of the Red Iron Runners.
Yep, that's right. That sounds right.
Apparently, they were fairly newly formed, but had great goals, was all he said.
Yeah, so just be careful. Any association with me is bad for you if you're associated with Icarus.
Well, I have not seen a hen or hide of him since that time, so...
Just make sure your shop doesn't get burnt down.
Yeah. I imagine when the
don't worry, it's fireproof.
I imagine when the whole arena thing didn't go his way, he probably did a runner.
He didn't seem like the sort to slip his hand all at once.
Yeah, well, if you're ever asked where I am, assuming that he doesn't know where I am, just don't know where I am.
All right. I don't know where you are. I don't even know your name. You never actually told me your name, did you, sir?
Not at all. Never once.
I don't actually think
pretty
you
one
did
did all the
tell him
talking.
his name.
I did when I was yapping away while they were trying to discuss how to make up the amount of money for buying the items. And I was talking to him. But yeah, just, the pretty boy did all the talking. You didn't know who I was.
Oh, yes. He is delightfully pretty, isn't he?
Well, some say that, yep.
It'd be a shame if that face got scarred. Take care of it now.
It'll just make me more distinguished.
I'm sure it will. And he gets up off the table, but as he does, a hand is on his shoulder. Just for a moment, and he freezes up while the hand vanishes, and Mifrosati just walks away. And Gianni stands there for a good 10 seconds before leaving wordlessly.
If we had known that she would have that effect, we should have called her over sooner.
Fucking instantly, the second he came through the door, I should have been like, do you want to sit down with this Mifrosati? Is that guy? Oh.
You feel the cold gaze on your back again, Gun.
I'm going to die here.
I don't know. He's weird, but he made us a lot of money.
Yeah.
He
Well,
seems
we
fine.
made him a lot of money.
He's fine. Like, don't get me wrong, he's nice, right? He's nice, he's fine, he gives us a lot of money, but he's just
An acquired taste.
He's a lot. Like, that keeps talking about people being moist, and it makes me so uncomfortable.
That specifically is a little bit extra weird.
It's just the icing on the moist cake for it.
Oh, no, don't.
He was talking about your glistening magnificence.
So, we're buying like a boat or some really nice horses or something.
The horses! Where's Captain Colt?
We
Where's
can probably
Pimento?
buy like nicer ones, I guess.
Captain Cole and Pimento.
Yeah. Where did we leave them? I can't remember.
I guess when we put them in a stable or something.
Yeah.
We stable.
Yeah.
We still
okay.
Here.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could get like gold reins or something. I don't know what rich people buy.
They have a horse literally made out of diamonds.
I don't think we need to buy like gold rings or something like that. But we do have a lot to invest.
5 golden reins.
I
I'm
mean,
pretty
we
sure
could
you
get,
misheard that. We could do what?
we could get some nicer clothes or something, I guess. Like Tristan already looks the part, but if we're going to be a famous adventuring party, we should maybe look less like we sleep in gutters.
Can I not just be the guy that sleeps in gutters of the party? Because I'm gonna
I
do it
guess.
anyway. Like,
Are we
I can't-
gonna have a matching colour scheme? Because
The contrast with
No.
buttons.
No.
can I vote on muted greys and blacks?
magically, I'm not allowed.
Well, I am not following your color scheme. You can be sure of that.
I think we need to coordinate.
Yeah, plus, like, 90% of the time I'm covered in gunk anyway, somehow or another. It's either my blood, swamp water, like, it's always...
Besides, if we turn up all coordinated in little matching outfits, everyone's just going to look at those wankers. All money, no substance, coming in here with their little uniforms. Nah.
My plan was to not go with whatever scheme was picked secretly and just be like, haha, screw you all.
But then you can't show up and do magical girl poses. You arrive at the scene.
Excuse me, the Power Rangers are not all the same color, and they do that.
They're coordinated, though.
Yeah,
Except from the White Ranger has armor for some reason.
Oh, yeah, because he's, like, the best.
The White Ranger had armor, because
Special Ranger.
Green Ranger's armor got upgraded into the White Ranger's armor.
I feel like I just got served.
I think we all did.
Green Ranger got armor because his powers derived from Rita, and she wanted someone the best of Power Rangers, so he needed armor.
Yeah, also the Power Rangers we got over here was weird and spliced between two different things.
Yeah.
Go, Power Ranger. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. This isn't the Power Rangers podcast.
And much like the Yellow
Not
Ranger,
yet.
I won't wear a skirt.
I wrote a monk way that lets you be a Power Ranger.
No.
Send it to me.
Moving on. Discuss that after the session. Alright, keep your Super Sentai in your trousers.
But we are potentially... we can spend a little bit, whether we want to stay here for a bit, or... I know we said inn, but maybe we just safe house, or maybe, something else. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We can set something up. I assume we have a lot.
We
If we want to make it
did.
easier. Sorry.
We did promise Gideon Goodman a job.
I think he's fine.
Yeah, he really likes going around there and pointing at all the different places.
What I was going to say is that if we want to make it easier to carry all of this stuff around, we could, like, do the opposite of what we usually do after we may have a lot of valuables. Like, buy some valuables. We could carry, like, a few nice gems and stuff around a lot easier than all of that.
True.
Plus, what if we need, like, magic stuff? Like, you've used expensive stuff for your spells before, right, Justin?
I mean, most of my spells don't really require that much yet, but spells do. So, I mean, I can always have a look through and see if there's anything that I'll be needing for anything big. Sort of plan around that.
Yeah, anything that isn't going to jingle so much when we walk around.
Let's have a gander.
And just to make sure, we're not carrying around, like, any nasty heads or anything in the bag, right?
No, there's no, like, giblets in there.
Is there
Nothing
ice still?
stinking.
There's not that many giblets in there.
Not that many.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we still have eyes in there.
That's true. There are eyes.
What, the two, like, preserved dwarf eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
They were just left in there, and I don't want to put my hand in and pull them out.
Yeah, I figured, I don't know. I think at the time the reason was maybe they're important, and then it was, I don't want to touch them.
You mean the eyes that the High Tinker had, like, flower pressed in the back of his
Yep.
suit? Yeah. I remember that.
Give me
I
the
made
bag.
that.
Tristan, give me the bag.
We need to
I'm-
stop putting
Oh, don't take them out here in case they smell. You take them out here, they could be, like, ruined, and she will kick our heads in, and I'll tell her it was your fault.
I'll go to the door with the bag. I'll take the eyes out and just throw them into the street.
You.
You put your hand in, you go to grab the eyes, and as you pull them out, they slide through your fingers,
Tristan, you come and press it. Did you take my fucking hand right now? This is your fault.
and they just goop between them. And the liquid fungus it leaves behind makes your fingers tingle.
What food is it like? It's been a while.
What food is it like? Oh, it's not like any form of food. There's no food which is that bad.
I don't know. Some school food, maybe.
No, it's
Tapioca,
it's
rice pudding.
so to
Cool
use
Angel Delight.
to put food in there. It's like after you feed your cat a vindaloo and have to clean up after it with your hands.
Oh, so relatable.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's so relatable. Yeah.
I mean,
We've all fed our
that's
cats
every
Vindaloo.
Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't feed your cat a vindaloo. This is an analogy only.
Damn
Yeah,
it, I
sorry.
should have said it's every Monday night because it's curry night. Because it's curry, huh?
It's curry night.
Oh, get out.
So yeah, well, we can do some of the gems that are easy to carry. We can do.
Side note, you can now fit 2 more gold in the bag.
Hey, see? It's all worth it.
There's 5,002 gold.
Take the 2 back out. That's disgusting.
Mm.
But yeah, we can. Was there anything that we wanted that we didn't buy at the magic item place? Like stuff we walked away from that we really wanted. I know there was the broom, but I don't think. I really like the idea of the broom, just because I like the idea of being 600 feet above people and marking them from the skies.
We could buy some potions, right? We go through those quickly.
Yeah, I'd be real happy to have more healing.
I wouldn't mind trying to find any more ritual spells to add into my book, just so that we've got that as an extra. So maybe shop around for stuff like that as well. Shopping trip.
Yeah, and who knows? Maybe this prelate's problem is he needs a donation for the temple or something. That'd be easy.
Yeah.
Either that, or he's just got an overabundance of bags of holding, and he needs to get rid of them. And we can all have one, and we can all earn tons of money, and just carry it all. Right? That's feasible. That's a definite possibility, right?
We're gonna go see the prelate today, right? Though. We've got nothing else to do.
Wait.
No, sleep.
It's getting to
Yeah.
later afternoon at this point, yeah.
If I trip, I might pass out.
What do you think's gonna happen at this temple, dude? It's a temple.
If I trip on my own feet, I'm in danger, okay?
Many deeds have been committed in the name of God.
We need to get you knee pads or something.
No, because I remember when I broke my leg, it would look really way worse if it went through knee pads. I probably would have vomited and just never tried to get up again. That'd be horrific. Pass.
Fair enough.
Can we get him a Segway or something?
And to be fair, okay, I'm only this way because I was just decimated in the fight. I don't do anything. I'm a turret. I literally stand still and fire over and over again until either it dies or I die. That's the way it's went every single time. So,
And you're the best turret we know.
yes. Score me.
Maybe we should get something for you that's got shield in it.
No, I'll be grand.
So, you're all resting for the evening.
I believe so.
All right. So, you retire to your rooms, taking the bag with you, the bag of gold with you.
Yes.
Whose room is it being stored in?
If you put it into our room, I'll sleep on top of it.
I was about to suggest the same.
I was gonna say,
Guns
Tristan's already got the bed, so I sleep on the floor anyway. So
for reference to the size of a gold coin, it's about 1 inch.
that seems like a really good waterbed.
And there's 5,000 of them. So it's a pretty big bag.
I could climb on top of that.
Yeah. You're like Scrooge McDuck.
Don't dive into it. You'll actually die.
So,
Rise like Goldar, let's go.
Just can't get enough Power Rangers.
oh, God damn it. So, you rest for the night. You awake in the morning feeling a lot better. A lot less like a stiff breeze could kill you.
Yeah, let's go.
You regain all of your hit points, half your spent hit die, all of your spell slots, etc., etc. You reduce 1 layer of exhaustion, if any of you have any of that left. One level of exhaustion. Exhaustion is like onions.
Nope.
It has layers.
A kick.
It's like ogres.
So, I guess our agenda is shopping, then see this prelate.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to the prelate first or the shopping first?
I mean, it's up to you guys, really. I mean, if we're going to do one and the other.
We might need stuff for the prelate's job, so maybe we should see them first.
Yeah.
Because then we'll know what to buy, just in case.
Yeah, we'll be
Good plan.
informed.
We go there and it's like, the one thing that I need you to not have is a ton of gems. We're like, ah, shit. We've bungled the job already, boys. Let's go. We're out.
Everyone's just been bedazzled. It's like, oh, shit.
Are you taking the gold with you to the prelates?
No, we can come back and get it when we go shopping.
In the bag.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
we always dip in if we need.
Do we have magic that is like anti-theft?
Yeah.
Do you
And
have
I
the alarm
get
spell?
one of the axes from my backpack. Battle axes that I'm carrying around with me on my belt. Slam it into the floorboards. Get a piece of paper off Tristan and write "fuck off" on it and stick it to the axe. So that'll do it.
You feel a cold gaze on your back.
When we look back and we're asked about this, just so we're all clear, only Gunn did this. None of the rest.
Minfrasetti is stood behind Gun.
She's
She has her
behind me, isn't
hand on her scabbard.
she? She's behind me, isn't she?
You can hear her fingers tick, 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 across the top of it. Tick, 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 tick.
I don't know, I'm downstairs.
That's what you folks enjoy.
I'm just walking away. Well, I mean, after the cleaning bill, we'll still have plenty left over for the funeral. So,
Unheld, you dropped your axe.
I did. I'm so clumsy. I'm so sorry. And I pull it out floorboards. It'll buff out.
I'm sure it will.
Mm-hmm.
Your money will be safe here. You were told as much yesterday.
I just wanted to make sure. I'm not looking at her at all. I'm just like, Yep. Sorry. I'll be more careful.
You hear footsteps walking away from you.
I still don't believe she's gone, so I'm still stood there for a minute. Right, go back downstairs.
like a ventriloquist, instead of throwing a voice, she throws her footsteps.
It's fucking teleports, man. I don't know.
Look, first she throws footsteps, and then if you don't stop, she throws hands. So, with your gold assuredly safe,
I can hope so.
you begin making your way across. I almost said Bangladesh. You've never been to Bangladesh. Across Rivermeet towards the giant Temple of Kord, which is known as Stormcaller's Sanctum. Now, as you get close, you begin to see the true scale of this thing. It's about 120 feet tall, is this torso up statue of Kord holding this great bowl aloft. And you see it's covered in chains. Chains all down the arms of Kord hold his arms in place. Chains hold the bowl in place. And there is, around where the waist would be, where the statue stops, there are chains around the waist. The massive, thick chains. And you see that underneath the bowl is where the base of the temple starts. And there is a room which is constructed here, a temple which is constructed here, which goes up into the underside of the bowl. Think like Petra in a lot of ways. Columns, long, tall archways, and a distinct lack of people. Is very quiet here. But as you walk in the underside of this bowl, each of your step echoes like a crack of distant thunder.
I reckon we're in the right place.
Yep.
And as you make your way into the interior here, it has this strange reverberation to the entire inside here, which makes it sound like there is a low rolling storm coming in at all times. Like it gives you a feeling like you're sat on the step of a house watching across the flats of Calrim, a thunderstorm just slowly coming towards you, and you're filled with that same sense of anticipation, almost supernaturally filled with it. And as you step inside, you still see there is a complete lack of people here. There's very little in the way of decoration. It is all cold stone. Not brickwork, but physical, huge slabs of stone. Almost as if it's constructed out of something, rather than cut into pieces and built. But as you make your way through, eventually a figure appears before you. They step out from the side, and they are wearing a very simple, plain, like mid-gray, sleeveless jerkin. Their belt is a chain, and they're wearing long, quite flowing trousers with heavy shod greaves on the base, which whenever they step now, as you hear them step, you can hear it echoes like a boom. And you see at their side is a heavy-looking mace. As they step out, they see you and they furrow their brow, and this echoing voice just says, "What do you have in the halls of thunder?"
My first response was an appointment.
I mean, we do.
What? How do you pronounce the thing again? Is it prelate?
Yeah, prelate.
I'll just call back. We were asked to come here to see the prelate.
Follow me. You see this figure turns and starts heading off through the corridors.
Follow. Yeah.
Okay. As you follow them through, they lead you up a set of stairs, and eventually you find yourselves in the bowl.
Dope.
And as you look up, you can see the furrowed brow and heavy expression of Kor's face high above you. His long beard and tied back hair, just looking down upon this bowl with a just sense of judgment. And sat at the center of the bowl on a small square platform, on having a tall, like pointed cuboids, pillars on each corner, sat in the center of it, on their knees, is a very, very, very muscle-bound figure. Perhaps about 7.5 foot tall, slightly pointed half-elven ears. Their head is shaved on the sides, but has a ponytail that comes out the back like that, and is tied tight at the back in a braid. They're wearing no shirt. Their fists are covered in chains, which are wrapped around and go up to almost the elbow, and you can see underneath there are heavy gauntlets underneath this mass of very heavy-looking chains. They're wearing a almost like a skirt, like a long, like bottom of a dress, which is tied again with a heavy chain. And they, each side, have a strange-looking scabbard for what is assuredly a pair of longswords. The scabbard themselves almost seem like they're made out of glass. However, it bears no translucency, and to look at it, it's almost as if it's a strange mix of being drawn and repulsed to it at the same time. Like your eye can't focus directly on it. It always has to move around and trace the silhouette of the sword whenever you try and look directly at it.
You say it's got 2 of these?
Yeah, one on each side. The colors are the same. It's almost like a jade color. And as you get close, they stand up and they turn to face you. And you see they are clean shaven, very strong, sharp set features, very half elven. And they have what was once pale skin, but through endless words are failing me tonight. Sorry. Endless time in the sun. That's a really lame way of putting it. For endless exposure to the sun, there we go. It has turned a deeper shade of tan and weather beaten. As you get close, they just bow their head slightly to you.
Bow back.
What brings you to the temple?
Gianni sent us.
I see. So you are the ones I am to see about my problem I might have.
It would seem.
Well, it is good to meet you all, my lord. So, what do you know of the Stormcaller? Oh, before we begin, forgive me. I must introduce myself. My name is Aram. Prelate Aram Halin. I don't know why I'm saying this as if it's an Arabic name. Aram Halrin Laufern. You may call me simply Aran. And by the way, that's spelt like arm. A-R-M. I am the prelate here of this temple. There are few here in Kaurim, but it is my duty to take care of it as best I can. But I ask again, how much do you know of the Stormcaller?
Not very much.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not one of the faith. I only know a little myself.
That is all right. Our faith is not widespread. God is a God who seeks not the cosmic battle of good and evil. He believes in that the people are the inheritors of the multiverse, but only the strongest of them and those that can prove themselves to others. You would have us fight. You would have us exist and strive and survive under the storm. I ask you, if you would help me, you would step into the storm. Are you prepared for that?
Are you being like, metaphorical?
Yes. And
Well-
sometimes literal.
Well, we've stepped into both metaphorical and literal storms, so why not, I suppose.
So, tell me, if I were to ask you to aid in a ritual of mine, would you?
It kind of depends what kind of ritual we're talking about.
Requisition. There is an upcoming ritual. Less of a ritual, more of a ritualistic trial that I must undergo as prelate. But we require something. And I would have capable hands get it, as I am unable, as I must begin the trial soon, and would not be able to leave the temple.
Okay. I don't suppose you're open to sharing more about what this trial will result in.
Communion. I would have word with my God.
Okay.
But God is the God of strength and of competition. I must show him my strength and how I may beat out everything which would assail me. Therefore, for the next few days, I will be here. I will be fasting. I will be strengthening myself to what is to become. But I require a specific material. To the north of here, just before you hit the beginnings of the mountains which make the Alabaster Sierras, there is a small series of hillocks. Within there is long abandoned dragon ruins. From a time when it is said that the worms ruled an area of the land we now call Kaurim. Within there now, manner of creatures make their homes. Nothing that I believe you cannot deal with, but it is danger nonetheless. What I need lies in the laboratory of the dragon. It is a crystal, bound with a powerful elemental. Not its energy, not its life force, but simply its energy. It is lightning in a bottle.
And how soon do you need this done?
There is a week between now and when the end of the ritual. If you would not have of this, I understand, and I would seek counsel with others. But I offer this up to you.
I mean, we could probably do it, but we are down someone for quite some time while she studies. We're not at our full strength.
That is understandable. Would there be a time in which you believe you could?
Yeah. If we have all of us, we could do it.
Perhaps this is something to be done at a later date then.
I mean, isn't this important? Shouldn't you be doing this like as soon as possible?
The question I wish to ask of my God is something that may wait.
I mean, we've done stuff without Namari before. It depends on how dangerous these ruins are, though.
The creatures within are few.
Alright, if we want to go without Namari.
I mean, I suppose it's possible, but obviously we'd have a better chance with her.
No. You should not go. Don't know what that word was there. Sorry, I'm having trouble speaking tonight, apparently. You shall not go. Part of the requirement is that rise to the competition. And you are not. I thank you for coming here. But perhaps another time.
Wait, I never said we couldn't do it. I never said we wouldn't do it. Just that we weren't quite at our full strength right now.
Then return when you are.
Gun's giving him like the squinty. Don't you fucking judge me.
Love how Gun came in here thinking, "Ooh, yay!"
Now she's like, ew.
I would see strength in you. But it is unsportsmanly to challenge someone when they are not at their full strength.
Oh. Very well.
Would you not want to be as strong as you could to show your prowess?
Mm-hmm.
I mean not to offend you. I apologize if I have.
It's fine.
I simply wish this to be something you are convicted to. If you are not, I would not trouble you with it. And my God has a specific decree of conviction.
I mean, I feel like we all do want to go at some point, definitely, because Dragon Ruins sound like something I definitely want to explore. But it's also a case of, yeah, we would be making a group decision without the whole group here. I feel like that's more the issue, less the
I
ability.
think I suppose I will ask out of character is that next session is our last one before we go off over Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about having downtime over that period. So is this something we would be able to do and then it still makes sense for us to have a downtime period at the end of it?
Well, right now the prelate is saying sod off
Yeah, he doesn't want.
until you want to do it.
We'll come back. We'll show you strength.
I see he smiles. Good. I would have your strength. And there is no greater strength than one's friends.
Alright, bye. I just turn and start walking away.
Well, I guess we'll be back later then.
Mm-hmm.
Just go follow off.
You just, as you all leave, you hear the prelate chuckle under his breath. Who's at the back? You, Ronan. Make a perception check.
Pretty lazy.
Make a
Talking about feet a lot. They're talking about strength, man. What am I supposed to do?
Ron doesn't know what strength is.
I know exactly what it is. It's a -2. What are you talking about? Perception's not though.
Thank God.
26.
Okay. As you're about to step down the stairs, you hear very softly and said in prayer, you hear the prelate goes, God, give them the strength that they require, for they have the conviction.
Got plenty. That's only 11 plus 2.
And as you are led back through the temple, you step outside and you notice that as you've walked through the temple, the weather has changed as clouds now gather in the sky and it begins to rain.
And just look up and go, you fucking show off.
Am I tuned to my lightning resistance armor just in case?
I'm the flashiest thing around, so it's fine.
Oh.
You are taller than me as well, actually, which is a benefit.
Oh no, I'm wearing so much metal. Oh no.
Just don't stand within 10 feet of Gun.
I'm literally a lightning rod.
Well, maybe you can buy like some nice rubber boots to ground yourself while we go shopping.
I don't think rubber's been invented yet.
Oh shit! How did people not get struck?
They just did.
Yeah, it just happened. There was
Didn't let it inconvenience their day.
You ever wonder why a lot of ancient pantheons, their strongest god, threw lightning?
Dang, never thought about it.
Yeah, no rubber having gets.
Yeet.
Get you.
We've got a few thousand years where this can still be fun.
Zeus just yeeting lightning bolts at unsuspecting villagers out tending their cows. You put that pitchfork up a bit too high. Psst. So, as it begins to rain all around you and turns the late summer dust into a thick, disgusting, pale-colored muck.
Nice.
Where are you going?
To buy things, I guess. So I probably want to grab the money first.
Okay, so what exactly is it you're wanting to buy?
I have some very specific clothing requests, and we can do them here or we can do them later.
Here,
Fashion
here,
souls.
here.
Are we still on the grappling hook hype?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if I see a grappling hook, I'll run away.
If it's just there.
I mean, I'm not saying no. I'm
Like,
just not going out of my
Ratchet
way.
and Clank style. Well, the swing shot's just over there, so I might as well go get it. All right. What about the rest of you before I get rattled at?
Yeah, we have practical things we can buy, right?
I'm pretty good for magical stuff right now. Weapon-wise, I'm good. I don't really need armor. Can't wear armor. Don't have any like, jewelry though. Could accessorize.
I mean, I could technically get better armor, but it sounds like these ruins have some lightning business going on, so the one I've got is actually pretty useful. And I already have more things to attune to than I can.
So I think I'm pretty good.
I think potions would be a good call.
Oh,
usable, like usable stuff. Generally good
Consumables.
Yeah, because everything else that I've been thinking, like, oh, we could start that now. It's like, well, that's going to be a downtime activity.
So you're going to go see Gianni.
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like scrolls, stuff that you can scribe from would be good.
Okay. So you make your way across the city after picking up your goal to go see Gianni. And it's not been that long, so he has the same stock in as when you were last here. But as you get in, he's there again. And he's like, oh, welcome to you all. Are you having a wonderful day today? You seem rather dry. It's been a boring day.
Well, we went to see your friend.
Which one? I have a lot of them.
The one you sent us to go see.
Oh, the prelate.
The guy who you neglected to mention was 7 feet tall and built like a brick shithouse, by the way.
7.5 feet tall. Did you get the aura?
What do you mean the aura?
Yeah,
he
to
must-
ask.
Oh, he must have liked you.
Fair enough.
Um,
Yeah.
Oh, there is more to that man than rippling muscle.
I want to point out as well that he said we look nice and dry when we have just walked inside from...
Because he wasn't talking about
Right.
water.
I know, but it's funny.
Anywho, we're all set to start thinking about doing the thing that he wants to do. We're just not ready to go out and do it just right now.
What's the time frame he gave you?
When we were ready.
Yeah, he didn't really
Oh,
get at
yeah.
that time.
He's very ominous like that.
Yeah. So in the meantime, we thought we'd have a peruse. You know, what with coming into some money recently. I don't know if you were heard about that.
Oh, so you're going to be spending my own money at my establishment?
Well, I thought you might find some entertainment in that.
I find money in that, and I'm very much like money.
Fair enough.
So tell me, what is it you wish to buy today?
Could you refresh us on what was in there? Because, like, if we were actually wandering around, we'd probably remember better.
I don't think we looked at his stock of like scrolls or potions or anything last time either. We just
We
looked
seen there was one potion that wasn't a healing potion, but we didn't get it.
There was more than one potion that wasn't a healing potion. There was one thing of things that wasn't a healing potion, and one of them was full of healing potions.
Oh, okay.
But he did not, if you remember, he did not have any scrolls.
Okay. Depending on what kind of healing potions those are, we probably want to buy a bunch of them, right?
Oh, I only have ordinary healing potions in stock, unfortunately.
We probably want to buy that stock then.
Wait, did he have rings? Or was there someone
I
else?
do. I have a few rings in stock right now. I have a ring of swimming. It allows you to swim well.
I can do that.
You bought my ring of thunder as anathema. And of course, there's some rings of protection in if you ever find yourself lacking in whether that be being hit by a blade or charmed by a spell. I can help with both.
What was the second one again?
Charmed by a spell. Mechanically speaking, it gives a +1 to AC and saving throws.
Does that require attunement?
Yes.
Dang.
How much would that one be?
A ring of protection is 750 gold.
Oh, that's cheap as well.
That's so cheap.
Man, I hate being all attuned up.
It also comes in cloak form. And I have an amulet of defense as well.
What does that one do?
Well, an amulet of defense is similar to a cloak of protection or a ring of protection, but it only works if you're not wearing any armor. But you don't have to attune to it. It is a fraction more expensive, though.
How much is a fraction?
It's 2,000 gold.
Jeez.
That's a good chunk of our earnings.
Also at 2,000 gold, though, I have a crystal ball.
Could you enchant things if we brought them to you? Like, say we had something that wasn't magic.
Depends on exactly what you're asking me to enchant.
Say I wanted to make it so, like, a set of clothes didn't, like, tear or anything.
Oh, yes, that would be very simple to do, yes.
Okay, and maybe back later.
It would less of it wouldn't tear, but it would sew itself back together as soon as it was torn.
That sounds just as good.
Yeah. And altogether far more entrancing to people watching you.
Yeah, aside from the potions, I don't know about anything y'all want.
What were the potions, by the way?
Just
Well, I have a potion of
the others.
water breathing, a potion of climbing, a potion of frost giant strength. It's got complete with toenail. Potion of fire breath, potion of ice breath, and a potion of fire resistance, and of course my 5 healing potions, which I assume you're going to be clearing me out of.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's a
They're
safe
just-
bet, that one.
They're just nice little, first aid kits.
Pick me ups.
I mean, if you want a first aid kit, you could go buy some.
No, I've got first aid kit still.
Those are a lot quicker.
All right.
I'm that good of a talker that people just start healing sometimes. Like, it's great.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
So how much would the fire and ice breath potions run us?
Oh, well, they're 250 gold each.
Be rude to break up the set, I think. I mean, I feel like I should, confer with the others, but prior to winning things, we did have just short of $2,000 already. We had 1,958.
So of about 12k.
Yeah.
Roughly, yeah.
How much was the broom of flying? Is that here? That was off to the side.
Oh, yes, the broom of flying. That's a little bit more expensive.
Well, I imagine so, but just entertain me. How much?
That's somewhere to the tune of 9,500 gold.
Okay, never mind.
But just, kill a few more chimeras and we'll be fine.
You make it sound so easy.
Well, now that we know that things just fix themselves after we break them, we can just really unleash. Even I don't like the thought of that.
The potion of frost giant strength. What does that do?
Oh, when you're imbibing it, it grants you the strength of a frost giant for an hour. which is 23.
Is that higher than what Gun has? Thank you for getting what I was going for, Stuart.
It's how strong I am.
Yeah.
Okay, Jesus.
Gun has a belt of Stone Giant Strength, which is the same as a belt of Frost Giant Strength, except Susie refuses to draw the head of a Stone Giant.
Because it's dumb.
They are.
Wow!
Look, I'm an artist, okay?
So?
I have an aesthetic.
I'm your client. It means I'm
It's
right.
not that.
How much is it actually anyway? Because it might be useful if one of us can be really strong in the event Gun.
Oh, it's 300 gold.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout in case I go down or I
think
get
that's a good
sapped
backup.
with strength or something.
Or like we get separated from you and we need to lift something.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
It's-
Or you
very
know, we
good
just
plan.
want someone to think, oh, run and like look at them weird little arms, and then just have a drink.
Please note the difference between strength and stamina.
Noted. Okay, so I'm just going to start making a shopping list. So,
At this point, should I just assume you're going to buy all of my potions?
I think so, yeah.
Potion seller.
well, I'd like a breakdown just in case we feel like a bit pricey, and a hierarchy of which ones we might want to get rid of.
Well, all the health ones at least.
The health potions are a guarantee. So,
Alright, so 250 gold in total for the 5 health potions.
okay, and the
Fire and ice.
yep,
That's another 500 gold altogether on top of that.
Sure, 1k.
750.
750. Sure,
750.
I can do math.
the did you say it was frost giant strength?
Yeah.
Yes. That's 300 gold.
But surely you can knock 50 off, so it was a grand even.
No.
1050. Oh.
I know you have the money to pay for it.
I mean, you don't know how much we might have drank last night. Was that all the potions that we mentioned? Health potions, fire and ice breath, frost giant strength.
It was like climbing and water breathing.
Right. The water breathing, maybe the climbing one would probably be more useful than we think it is currently. So
I
it
feel
might.
like, yeah, we've probably had times where it would have been brilliant.
Just gonna vaguely gesture to old noodle arms over there in the corner.
I have not failed at climbing anything. I jumped off the cliff while I was about to fail.
And failed to land properly.
Yeah, but it's not a potion of landing, so it doesn't matter.
I feel like if at any point during climbing something you jump off of it, that counts as a failure.
Unless that was the intention originally.
Someone's gonna find Rodan's kneecap in Dalnelm sometime next week.
Just use it as a skipping stone.
No.
Okay, so how much would the water breathing and the
They're 100 each. So your total comes to 1,250 to buy every potion I own.
That's a super round number too. I really like that.
My pleasure. Anything else you require?
Got anything really small, like some sweets or something, so I can just bump that to 1251 just to upset Ronan?
No.
you can leave a
Thank
tip. Just for a bit more clarification on this climbing potion, how does it work? Does it just make you a better climber, or can you like walk up walls? Like, because that would be more flashy.
Don't know.
It would be spider climbing.
Yeah,
if
that
you
would
could
be
walk
spider
up walls,
climbing.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it just because like some of them it's just like doubles your swim speed. I don't know if it's like doubles your climb speed or it's actually just like
Climb speed equal to your walk speed. Advantage in strength athletics.
okay. So you can climb anything that you could usually climb. It's not a potion of spider climb.
Right. Okay.
You can't
So is-
climb up walls, but you can climb.
Which
Is
basically
that-
climb faster.
Yeah, you climb without needing to make a check.
I will put that to the group. Do you think that's worth it?
I mean, judging by past displays, yeah, it's worth it. And it's cheap. We've got the money. It might save one of yours lives at some point.
Oh, I will be so happy when it turns out you're the one that needs it.
Nope, never. Cut to 3 episodes in the future. Give me the potion.
Yeah, okay. So all of them, are we settled
Yeah,
on?
full sweep. Yeah, for
All
sure.
right, so you're buying all of my potions. What about my magical items?
What am I even attuned to is a good
See-
question.
I was eyeing the ring to make my wisdom -1 instead of -2 for saving throws.
Commit.
Yeah.
But is that like... Is that...
Is that better than what else you're attuned to?
Am I even attuned to anything?
I'm attuned to my longbow.
I've got the scimitar, my armor, and 2 different rings, so I have to pick.
Belt.
If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it.
How many attunement slots do you have?
3.
I'm attuned to 2 things.
Yeah, I'm attuned to 2 things as well.
I'm full. But,
And
you know, there might be a
armor.
swap out.
Armor
Like-
and sword.
Yeah, that ring of protection would actually, or cloak of protection would put me to like 19 AC.
That'd be pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Well, which would you prefer, cloak or ring form?
I don't know. I kind of don't want to spend money either. I don't know why.
We've got 12k. Spend it.
That's how the rich stay rich, though. They just get given shit.
I mean, it's unconscionable for us to have this money and not spend it.
I don't
Might
know
I
what
suggest perhaps keeping hold of it?
Yeah, because I was thinking the same thing.
As much as I want you to spend money at my establishment, it seems foolish for you to buy things you don't really want.
Mm-hmm. And so far, we haven't eaten into our winnings yet.
Perhaps see what comes in the coming months.
Wait, we haven't even dented our 10k yet.
No, because we're about to spend 1,250 just on the potions, and we had just shy of 2k. So we've still got a little bit before we even start spending the winnings.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't suppose you have a second of the fancy bags we have.
Oh no, I don't have one of those. Those are quite rare, you know.
And very useful.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Well, I guess we can keep saving.
Anything in the
Castle.
anything in the like ranged weaponry department?
No, nothing like that. I only have one weapon in right now, and it's this fine blade you looked at last time.
Yeah.
It's a short sword.
Well, in that case, I don't know. Maybe we should have just a general wander, explore the town, as it were. See what else is to offer in this great bustling city.
We could buy it in a better place.
I don't know. I'm starting to look at that like protection and thinking that would be really, really good.
I mean, how much was are the rings and the cloak the same price?
Oh no, the cloak is slightly cheaper, as you cannot have 2 cloaks.
We must
That's fine.
armor our turret.
I was thinking, just which do you feel like is more aesthetically pleasing?
I think
Like a ring or a cloak?
I have a cloak, but then the rings. Does the ring and cloak? They do the same thing. There's no difference. It's just.
One's a cloak, one's a ring.
And the cloak is cheaper.
Yes.
Yeah, well then I'll take the cloak.
All right then. 1 cloak of protection. So that brings your total to 1,850.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you wish at this time period?
I don't think so.
Just a question, really. If I wanted to perhaps learn more academically speaking, whereabouts would I go in this particular city for that?
Oh, there are a couple of bookstores you could go to. There's one just aptly named the Corner Shop. You'd be surprised find such a big city. Very small amount of reading gets done here. The other one, it's an import store. They get things from other continents, which includes reading. While the stuff in there is exciting stuff, might take you a bit more time. You just have to decipher the text. It's either in other languages or in dead languages. But what's inside could be well worth your time if you're thinking of being arcanely inclined.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's called Warmer Tides.
Warmer Tides.
Yes.
That could be interesting.
It should be noted they don't, as is the rules of Calrim, as they have to go through a port of Calrim to get here, they don't import anything which can do with history.
Terrible.
Why?
Because of international degrees.
Seems dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. Makes a lot of sense given everything we know.
Well, it's not a
don't know.
surprise that they do it, but it's still shit.
I don't know the true reasons behind it. I just know it's not allowed.
The Bureau ain't got anything to do with that?
Probably.
Oh, no.
No.
No, this is far older than the Bureau. This has been in place since the foundation of the country.
Well, if you want to hear the history of a place, just ask someone from there.
Exactly. I would be willing to have a tea with you anytime, Tristan, and tell you a lot about my history.
I might have to take you up on that offer.
All right.
But for now, though,
I glisten.
Sorry?
I said I will show you how I glisten.
I'm sure you will. But in the meantime,
You
we
glisten
have
in
a city to explore.
I glisten in knowledge.
I'm sure you do.
And that's where I'll end tonight.
Why is our Gilmore a man that makes me want to climb inside my own body?
Not your Gilmore.
Yeah, I hope we don't see this guy again.
He's our Gilmore.
Is he? Do I have to make him a recurring character?
We
I'm
can have
thinking,
another magic.
who else is in contention? If we regularly make trips to the elemental plane of air,
Go
I
back
just
to
want
Downland, we have the Addams family.
to make it clear that you haven't actually got to the level where they met Gilmore in Gregor yet, so your Gilmore might not even exist yet. You might not even have met them.
I prefer Pumat Soul anyway.
I do like Puma.
We could always go back all the way to the
Respectfully.
deep southern farmer crew that we met to get the horses.
Well,
Try and get them set up as recurring characters.
I think
Or OG, the guy that tried to sell us the boots before we went through into the swamp in the first session.
Yes.
go back and let him know how foolish we were and how much we regret not buying his boots.
And
Here's a
so
$10,000
we will
investment.
fund him and his exploits to make boots. The finest boots.
Spoilers, he's actually the villain of the whole campaign.
Yeah, but we'll learn how to make boots with him. It'll be great.
Killed by no.
You have a bonding session with them.
Yeah. Before he murders him.
It's like, loads of people say you've got no soul, but I can see you've just made two.
It's a good thing we've ended the session, so we don't have to go on much longer.
And on that wonderful note, we will see you all next week for the last session of the year for Kureon.
And ever, because I'm going to go to jail for killing Jamie.
Yeah, well.
That's enough.
Next week might be a shorter session. We're basically just going to go until everything is in place for people's downtimes, which, as Aaron said earlier, everyone decided that the party wants some downtime. So we'll see how long that takes to get to a stage where they're good with that next week. And then we'll see where it goes from there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're already at the shopping stage. I guess we've technically started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
That's
why
not
do you
downtime. That's pure unfiltered D&D.
this
That's
is
that
pre
concept.
downtime.
Mm.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So we will see you all next week. Until then, have a really great time. You can catch up on any previous episodes if this is your first time here on YouTube. Last week's will be up soon, as we both, Susie and I, both forgot about it because we're really professional at this. But if you did enjoy it, please do give us a like, give us a follow. Let us know on any social media, and we will see you next week. Bye.